We've come so far. To me, it feels really surreal.
I can see them on their first day at Akilah and then at graduation. And then you see the confidence, you see the growth, you see hope, you see excitement, you see dreams, and that's beautiful.
When I look back to the very beginning of Akilah, when we all started working together, I think we had a lot of people who doubted us and who really doubted our ability to build the institution that Akilah has become today. Yeah. What do you think it is about our team or about our culture that has helped us to create this incredible institution?
I think because we still have a clear sense of purpose. That's what, to me, summarizes, why. I think that not everybody doubted us. I think we had a number of people who were skeptical, but we also had people who saw something special in us, and some of these people were here today. And I really felt blessed to see some of those who have been with us for the last 10 years, believing in us and pushing us and supporting us.
I think our results kind of speak for themselves. I think that when we first got started, there's a dismissiveness, like, oh, you're just a cooking school or a baking school or sewing, something dismissive, something that's women-oriented, and you're working with poor girls and you're working with rural girls. Therefore, it must not be really academically rigorous, or, there's something to sort of put us off to the side. But the fact is, you go around and you talk to employers, and our girls are really performing. And I think that brought people around. That's the difference, our metrics, from my perspective. The fact that these young women are getting jobs, they're getting good jobs, they're earning money, they're supporting their families, they're changing things. I think people caught on to that. So I think it's actually come full circle, and we're at the forefront. That's my opinion.
Well, it's a good point, because I actually think that we got asked a lot in the early days how we were going to build an education institution when the three of us, when a lot of our leadership wasn't actually coming from a traditional higher education background. I think that that's actually been our competitive advantage in some ways.
Because I think we bring a mix of innovation, creativity, and we're not traditional in the way we're thinking. And so I think we complement each other well, and just understanding that education has to change. It has to serve a changing planet. And so we're bringing different perspectives, but we're also data-driven.
I mean, I think we don't have fixed mindsets. We have growth mindsets, and because of that, we hit the pivot button all the time. So when we try something and we don't think that it's working, we're willing to shift, we're willing to adapt, we're willing to be flexible. And I think we've also been intentional, saying, let's start small, let's learn a lot, let's make some mistakes, but let's make no mistake, we want to scale this up. The responsibility, the need is so huge. We wanted to say that we're not going to take this education program on the road until we have a sustainable financial model, which I really think sets us apart from other educational institutions who may be thinking strictly about academics, but they're not thinking about the business side of it, which has meant that we've made some hard decisions. I mean, it's going to be tricky. I mean, I think, to serve the kind of volume of students that we're talking about serving, to be able to go to new countries quickly is going to be a challenge. And I think the most important thing we can do is to export the culture that we've created here in very deliberate ways. We've really worked hard to create these core values that we feel are at the heart of our work at, Akilah and Davis.
I often refer to you as the heart and soul of our campus, because I truthfully think you have the hardest job, which is building and retaining our culture. And of course, I mean for our students, but also our team, because over the last 10 years, we've grown so quickly, and we've built and assembled this group of people that work so hard and pour their hearts and souls into building this incredible academic model and community?
I think that part of me feels that it is that we do have a team that constitute that heart, who are the heart and souls of the organization. And so the next steps truly are to make sure that it trickles down, right? That from us to the heads of departments, to staff, faculty, students. And really, to me, that is the next challenge.
It's inside everybody. Everybody's a cultural ambassador in that extent.
As we're now transitioning from 10 years of being a women's college into now launching a co-ed campus, which is something that we've also gotten positive feedback and negative feedback on, I think a lot about how does our model of education, which for so long has been about empowering young women and female leaders.
I do think that our model transcends gender, because it really is about the confidence, the mindset, the self, the belief in oneself, the provision of skills, market relevant skills. It's about careers, it's about the future, it's about the communities. So to me, that foundation is equally important for women and men. And then, but then we've created an environment that allowed women to thrive in a particular way.
It's something that I know we've been talking about for years now, like that we believe that we have actually a responsibility to take this impactful model and extend access to as many young people as possible. And I think that one of the reasons that we've been able to create this incredibly strong culture is this team, the leadership team, and so many of us who've worked together for years and have built this foundation of trust and belief in the vision of where we're going. And not just aligned with the vision, but we have this ability to have these kinds of hard conversations and debates, and we're comfortable disagreeing with one another and pushing back and having hard conversations about big, complex, strategic decisions. And to me, that's really one of the most important ingredients of our success, because I can't imagine us trying to accomplish these things without having that ability to debate. And I love, as you said before, that we don't have a team of yes people. Like, we're comfortable really pushing back and disagreeing and debating.
And people feel heard and they feel respected, and that's important. And I think that's what keeps it exciting and dynamic, because we do push back, we do listen to each other, and I think we end up with better decisions, actually, because people bring different experiences, different perspectives to the same issue that we might not have taken into account otherwise. That's the good stuff.
Mm.